So today we are going to discuss about how free goods works in SAP SD. So free goods, simply if you talk about that, you are giving it as a value add. So free goods can be, you can give certain percentage as a discount. Sometimes you are giving value, sometimes you are giving quantity. It's all depends on your requirements. Anyhow, when we are giving discount as a percentage basis, that we have seen, and value based we have seen. But when it comes to quantity, that how we are going to judge actually. So let's take an example. You have a material M1. If you buy 10 pieces, you are getting another 5 pieces as free goods. So currently, if you see in our current SAP system is determining for your standard material for 10 pieces, assume that price is 1,000 euros. So this for this you are giving 5 pieces. That means 10 divided by 1,000, it is 100. If you divided 5 divided by 5 means exactly, half of this 500 euros worth stock you are giving it as a free good. So that means same material. This is scenario 1. Like that, if you go back to the scenario 2, similar kind of material M1 again you are selling, but you are giving M2 as free good. So these are the two different kind of valid cases we can able to use to determine our free goods by using standard free goods determination. So then what exactly it happens when you enter this material at item level? So your tan will be determined. In the similar way, for tan, your pricing attribute is X. That means relevant for pricing. If you go for free goods, the item category is TANN. That means it is either blank as per our previous discussion. It can be B. So these are the two categories. It will be there. Now in another few minutes in our configuration, we're going to see how these two works, what exactly how free goods will be determined for these two scenarios. So when you talk about free goods, it is 100% free. That means 100% discount you are giving for these 5 pieces. When you configure in your configuration for 10 pieces, you are giving 5 pieces means 5 pieces 100% worth you are giving it as a free good. So you have a couple of cases. One case, you don't tell whatever the 500 euros worth is there to your customer. That means it is blank. You cannot able to see what is the worth of these 5 pieces. And in another case, you can able to see how much worth is there that you are showing, but still you are not adding that value to your net value. That means if you see this case or this case, your net value will be 1,000 euros. That means another 500 you are getting it as a free goods. So now let's check what is the basic difference between this TAN and TANN in SAP system. So before forwarding to our further session in SAP, I would like to say one more point, like there is something called inclusive free goods, and next one is exclusive free goods. You try to understand this terminology. What is inclusive? If I buy 10 pieces, if I say 2 pieces as free goods, so then my free goods will be determined as 8 pieces and 2 pieces. That means it should be inclusive in nature. Your 10 pieces will be get adjusted with 8 versus 2. So this is called inclusive. That means Within that, it will be adjusted. This is inclusive free goods. If you go for exclusive, that means for this 10 pieces, if you say 2 pieces. So if you see for 10 pieces, you are giving 2 pieces, means it is externally applies. Within this, it will be adjusted within this. This is inclusive, this is exclusive. So now we are going to see how these scenarios works in our SAP. If you get back to the configuration of sales and distribution, so if you go to basic functions, within that, after pricing, you will get this free goods configuration. So your free goods will be determined based on your condition technique. How the condition technique works, that I already explained you while determining your pricing. Let's get into that. Let's try to understand what is this field catalog. This I already explained you. These are the fields how we have in our regular pricing for your standard items. Like that, you can able to choose whatever the fields you want it. If required, you can ask your evapor. If you find any specific requirement to determine your free goods, you can use the transaction called VOFM. With the help of the evapor, you can create that particular field with the data element size, and after that it will be inserted here. So this is simply about field catalog. Now let's try to see the condition table. First step. So if you see in standard, you will get the customer material and the campaign ID and material. Like that, if you wanted to use existing standard one, or else you can able to define your own one. Let's create our own condition table. So then let me choose the code will be, let's take an example 501. Okay. So in that I can take sales organization, distribution channel, and simply I'm taking material. So this is for my combination is for free goods. I'm just defining. So let's generate this table. So now table got generated 501 condition table. That means your requirement is ready. Now let's go back and try to create your access sequence. That means your condition record while searching at the time of your pricing determination. So your access sequence search for this table. So if you see NA00 is the standard condition type. So here they have taken customer material. Like that, you can able to use the existing one, or else you can try to create new one always. So let's create new one. Free goods test, and let's try to click our access sequence, go to the new entries, and just take the table 501 what we have defined. So you select this. As per process, always you need to determine your fields. Now we have taken the combination of sales organization, distribution channel, and division. Let's save the access sequence now for search condition. Now let's try to define the condition type to hold this access sequence. So next go to maintain condition types. So what is the condition type? We are just giving G001, or else you can give GC01. So free goods test. So our access sequence, if you try to filter it, we have defined just now G001. Just enter this. Now you can tell that how long it is valid here itself. Like you can say while determining your records, you say today it's blank. Probably I can say that. So probably I can say that end of the current month or else end of the current year. Sometimes you can say no proposal. If you don't give it, there is no problem. Sometimes you can, it is based on your calendar. Like that you can able to define. What should I do? I'll just put it for free goods for today. Today is probably I can keep it for tomorrow. So valid to, let me put it for uh, today's date. Okay. So this is how you can able to control. Now, if you see, if you go to the pricing session for your standard goods, when you define condition type, you'll have a broader spectrum of definition, like a calculation type, and whether it is quantity based or plus or minus. Your manual entries can be how it need to be changed, like group condition routine, header condition type, item condition type. Okay, your scales, a lot many things are there, but you don't have such kind of definition. If you go for that extensiveness, you will not find for further condition technique, because you don't require all those things, because your standard condition type, no, you are already given the definition how it need to be done, whether it is percentage based or value based or quantity based, whatever the definition, whatever the different kind of requirements you have. But here we are only simply defining just free good. That's why you don't have any definition, but we need a condition type because it holds your access sequence. Your access sequence holds the respect to the requirement how it need to be determined for the key combination for your free goods determination. So this is how you can define your condition type and access sequence in simple manner. Now let's try to maintain pricing procedure. In standard, this is the procedure. So the simply you will have condition type. If you see regular pricing procedure, so it's already exists. Let's try to put it 5. So this is our procedure. Now go to the control, new entries. Let's put the step number as 10. Our condition type, if you search here, it is a GC01. So if you have any specific requirement, like any calculation or in a special way it need to be determined, you can always welcome to check with your technical team to write a requirement routine if it is not follows the standard. This is how you have to derive your condition technique for your pricing procedure. Now let's go back. Try to activate free goods determination. How it need to be activated, we're going to see in next session.